video we'll discuss about glycolysis. Glycolysis is also known as EMP pathway. EMP pathway. Because the three scientists who gave this process of glycolysis, they were Emden, Meyerhoff and Parnas. So these were the three scientists who gave the process of glycolysis. That's why the glycolysis process is also known as EMP pathway. And the three scientists were Emden, Meyerhoff and Parnas. This glycolysis, it is an anaerobic process. That means it can take place without oxygen, so there is no involvement of oxygen. And glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm or the cytosol of a cell. In cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is the main area for all these chemical reactions which are happening in the process of glycolysis. Now glycolysis, what is glycolysis? Glycolysis is the conversion of glucose into 2-pyruvic acid. So this conversion of glucose into 2-pyruvic acid is not a single step process. It has multiple, it has 10 steps, 10 sub-steps in the process of glycolysis. We'll take all those 10 steps and see what enzymes are required to convert from each compound into another compound, and we are also going to count the ATPs which are synthesized at the end of the process of glycolysis. So for this we have glucose first. We have glucose. Glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate. So glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate, and this process is a redox reaction. That's why here NAD plus, so this NAD plus here ATP has got reduced into ADP. So adenosine triphosphate has got reduced into adenosine diphosphate. This is a redox reaction. Here ATP is getting invested. That means ATP is getting converted into ADP, which only has 2 phosphates. And the enzyme which helps in this process of conversion of glucose into glucose 6-phosphate is phosphorylase. Glucose 6-phosphate is converted into its isomer fructose 6-phosphate. So it's the isomer of glucose 6-phosphate, and the enzyme which helps in this process is known as isomerase. So wherever isomers are being synthesized, the enzyme is known as isomerase. This is what happens in the conversion of glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 6-phosphate. Now, the fructose 6-phosphate changes into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. So 1,6 biphosphate, fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Here what happens again? Again, the enzyme which helps in this reaction is again phosphorylase. So phosphorylase, and here also ATP, here this is also a redox reaction. Here also ATP gets reduced into ADP. So here also we are investing the ATP. This is what is happening in the conversion of fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6-biphosphate. Now fructose 1,6-biphosphate is split into two compounds. So here the splitting of two compounds is taking place by F16, that is fructose 1,6-biphosphate. The first one is known as dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate is the first compound which is synthesized in this case. So this F16-biphosphate is split into two compounds. One of the compound is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. The next one is known as glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So glyceraldehyde glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and the enzyme which helps in this reaction is called as aldolase. So with the help of the enzyme aldolase, F16-biphosphate is split into two compounds, dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So these are the two compounds which are synthesized. Now these two compounds are isomers of each other, and these two compounds are interconvertible. That means dihydroxyacetone phosphate can be converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and this compound can also be turned into this compound. So they're interconvertible, and these both compounds are isomers of each other. Now this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, so we for this moment we'll ignore this dihydroxyacetone phosphate and we'll focus on glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and then we will take this one as well while counting the ATPs. So the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate changes into 3-biphosphoglycerate. 3-biphosphoglycerate. Now here what happens? Here one phosphate molecule is added. That's why we said biphosphate. So 3-biphosphoglycerate. This is what is getting synthesized from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now this reaction is a redox reaction. Now here, instead of ATP getting reduced, what is getting reduced is NAD+, and it is forming NADH2. This is what is getting synthesized by NAD+. So NAD+ is getting reduced into NADH2. So this is a redox reaction. Now NADH2. This NADH2 is worth 3 ATPs. This is worth 3 ATPs. So it's like the cost of the NADH2. It is worth 3 ATPs. That's why we call ATP as the energy currency of the cell. Now 3-biphosphoglycerate, this is converted. So we'll continue it here. So you can write 3-biphosphoglycerate glycerate. So 3-biphosphoglycerate is converted into 3-phosphoglycerate. So 3-phosphoglycerate. This is the compound which is getting synthesized from 3-biphosphoglycerate. Now, this is also a redox reaction. Here what happens? ADP. So redox reaction means something has to get reduced into something. Here what happens is ADP gets reduced to ATP. So here ATP is getting synthesized. Here ATP is getting invested. So we are spending the ATP. So ATP is getting reduced into ADP. Here as well the same thing is happening. But here ADP is getting reduced into ATP. Now 3-phosphoglycerate is getting converted into 2-phosphoglycerate. 2-phosphoglycerate. So 3-phosphoglycerate is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate. Here the enzyme is phosphoglycerate mutase. So phosphoglycerate mutase. This is the enzyme which helps in the reaction 3-phosphoglycerate into 2-phosphoglycerate, that is phosphoglycerate mutase. Now the 2-phosphoglycerate changes into phosphoenol pyruvate. In this reaction of 2-phosphoglycerate changing into phosphoenol pyruvate, there is an enzyme called enolase which is helping. So a way to remember is here in phosphoenol, so there is a word enol, so that's how the name comes, enolase. So in the synthesis of the enol, it's the enzyme is enolase. Phosphoenol pyruvate, this compound changes into pyruvic acid. It changes into pyruvic acid. And here this is also a redox reaction. That's why here what happens? ADP gets reduced to ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Now what is glycolysis? Let's recap again. Glycolysis is the conversion of glucose into 2-pyruvic acid. But here we just got 1-pyruvic acid. Now let's count all the ATPs and all the pyruvic acids that are there. Now there are 2 pyruvic acid which are being formed, PA, pyruvic acid. How 2 pyruvic acid? Because this is one of the pyruvic acid which is formed from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and the same reactions which are happening, these all reactions which are happening, they are also taking place with dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So for our understanding, we just took glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, but this is what happening with dihydroxyacetone phosphate as well, because these both are isomers, so the same thing happens twice. That's why we get 2 pyruvic acids at the end. That's why this is what glycolysis is, glucose into 2 pyruvic acid. We should not get confused that glucose is changing into pyruvic acid, but we know that glycolysis is 2 pyruvic acid. But this is what happening twice with 2 of these isomers. So this F16 biphosphate is split into 2 compounds. These both compounds are taking place the same thing twice. That's why we have 2 pyruvic acid at the end. Now let's count ATPs. So we have one ATP here and we have another ATP here. So these are the ATPs that are getting synthesized, not getting invested but getting synthesized. We have 2 ATPs which are getting synthesized. Now 2 ATPs, this is what is happening 2 times, so we'll write times 2, and that is 4 ATPs. So 4 ATPs are synthesized in the whole process of glycolysis. Now, in this process, there are 2 ATPs which are getting invested. So this ATP and this ATP. These are the 2 ATPs which are getting invested in this process. So if you observe it carefully, the difference between this one and this one, here ATP is getting reduced into ADP. Here ADP is getting reduced into ATP, which means ATP is synthesized, here ADP is synthesized. So we can subtract 2 from 4 ATPs. So minus 2, and this will give us 2 ATPs. So we are left with 2 ATPs. Now let's count NADH2. How many NADH2s we have? We have 1 NADH2. So this one. Now 1 NADH2 is worth 3 ATPs. So that's what we wrote. It's worth 3 ATPs. Now this is what happens with dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So 2 NADH2s are synthesized. 2 NADH2. 2 NADH2 is synthesized. And we know that each one is worth 3 ATPs. So 3 times 2 is 6. So 6 ATPs are synthesized here. Now, if we add 6 ATPs and 2 ATPs, so 6 plus 2, which gives us 8 ATPs. So let's circle the ones that we have added here. We have added 2 ATPs and 6 ATPs. Let's go over it again. First, we have 2 pyruvic acids. So we are just calculating how many pyruvic acids we have at the end. We have 2 pyruvic acids, one here and one is here. So from here, one more. This reactions happen, but it happens twice. So we are left with 2 pyruvic acids. ATPs, we have 2 ATPs here, this one and this one, and we need to multiply it by 2 because 2 times it's happening, and it gives us 4 ATPs. And why did we subtract 2 ATPs from 4 ATPs? Because we have invested them here in this process, in these reactions, and again we are left with 2 ATPs. Now, NADH2. Each NADH2 is worth 3 ATPs, and we have one NADH2 here, and we have another NADH2 here. So here as well. So each NADH2 is 3 ATPs. So 3 times 2. Because 2 NADH2 are there. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 ATPs. 6 ATPs plus 2 ATPs, and it gives us 8 ATPs. So at the end of glycolysis reaction, we are left with 8 ATPs. 8 ATPs are the number of ATPs which are getting synthesized. Now let's recap the whole process of glycolysis. So glycolysis is happening in cytoplasm. It is an anaerobic process, and it's called EMP pathway, which is given by Emden, Meyerhoff, and Parnas. Now, glycolysis, glucose changes into glucose 6-phosphate, and this enzyme is phosphorylase, and here ATP gets reduced into ADP. ATP investment is happening. Glucose 6-phosphate changes into fructose 6-phosphate, which are both isomers of each other. That's why the enzyme is isomerase, and fructose 6-phosphate converts into fructose 1,6-biphosphate. So here what happens? Phosphorylase is the enzyme, and then ATP gets reduced into ADP. Again ATP investment. Now fructose 1,6-biphosphate is split into 2 compounds, dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, which is also where enzyme is aldolase. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate converts into 3-biphosphoglycerate, and here phosphate is added, so that's why biphosphate, and then NAD plus gets reduced into NADH2, which is worth 3 ATPs, and then 3-biphosphogylicerate converts into 3-phosphoglycerate, where ADP again converts into ATP. 3-phosphoglycerate all converts into 2-phosphoglycerate. Here also phosphoglycerate mutase, this is the enzyme. 2-phosphoglycerate changes into phosphoenol pyruvate, where enzyme is enolase, and then phosphoenol pyruvate changes into pyruvic acid. And this is also redox reaction where ADP gets reduced into ATP. And at the end we are left with 2 pyruvic acids and 8 ATPs. So 2 pyruvic acids and 8 ATPs. But ATPs itself are 2 and the other 6 ATPs are from NADH2, because we told NADH2 is worth 3 ATPs. So 2 NADH2s are there, so 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 plus 2 is 8. Overall 8 ATPs are synthesized. So in this video we discussed about the whole process of glycolysis.